Welcome. We're doing a deep dive today into a political event, something that sent, well, genuine tremors through one of the world's big financial centers.
Yeah, we're talking about New York City, June 24th, 2025, a mayoral primary.
Exactly, a primary that resulted in what some are calling a stunning win, and it immediately set off alarm bells for a major sector there.
That's right. State Representative Zohran Mamdani won the Democratic primary for mayor. And what's really striking here isn't just that he won, it's the reaction.
The reaction from Wall Street.
Oh, absolutely. A very intense reaction from some very powerful figures in finance. Our sources are saying that, high-profile investors, business leaders, they're paying very close attention, maybe even scrambling a bit.
Okay, let's unpack that then.
Yeah.
Our mission here is to figure out why this specific victory by a Democratic socialist has Wall Street so concerned, and what it means for you, really, whether you're in the city or just watching the economy.
Well, the sources we looked at, they paint a picture of real apprehension. It's not just mild concern. For Wall Street, Mamdani's victory, especially since he's a three-term assembly member, not an unknown quantity, it's seen as a direct sign of potential shifts.
Shifts in policy.
Exactly. Some in the financial community seem to view this as, well, maybe even a fundamental threat to how they operate.
Okay, a threat. But what's the heart of that?
Right.
Is it just general unease, like, oh, a socialist? Or are there specific policies from his platform or his past that have them spooked?
It seems to be pretty specific. Connecting the dots from our sources, the unease really boils down to worries over tax hikes and tighter regulation. That's the phrase popping up.
Okay.
And we're not just talking small adjustments here. The fear seems centered on things like potentially higher corporate income taxes, maybe a wealth tax hitting high net worth folks, or, even new taxes on financial deals or real estate development.
All right, things that directly impact their business calculus.
Precisely. These aren't abstract political ideas to them. They hit the bottom line. They change the math on investing and operating in New York.
So it's bigger than just one mayor. It sounds like they perceive this as a potential ideological shift in how New York, a global financial hub, might function. I'm hearing things like a chilling effect on investment. Is that maybe overstating it?
It's definitely strong language, yeah. But for some, the worry feels very real. I mean, put yourself in their shoes, a big developer, maybe a hedge fund manager. A democratic socialist agenda often means more focus on social spending, wealth redistribution, which, from their perspective, often translates to higher costs, more regulatory hoops to jump through, maybe less favorable conditions for making profits.
Right.
One source actually mentioned that some firms are already quietly discussing contingency plans, looking at maybe Miami, maybe even London as alternatives. Now, obviously, moves like that aren't easy or quick.
But the fact they're even discussing it is telling. Now, here's what gets interesting for me. New York City's politics and its financial engine, they've always had this complex dance, right?
Definitely.
Has there been this level of alarm before? Or is there something about this specific moment, this dynamic, that feels different?
That's a really good point. New York has had progressive leaders before, absolutely. But maybe the current political mood and perhaps the directness of some potential policy ideas seem to be amplifying the concern this time around.
Okay.
What seems different now, perhaps, is the strength of the mandate Mamdani got in the primary. It might signal a broader shift in what voters want. And while New York is incredibly resilient, no question.
Yeah, it always bounces back.
It does. But, a long period of policy uncertainty or a big jump in the cost of doing business, that could, over time, maybe affect its edge as a top financial center. It really raises questions about that balance, social policy versus economic stability in a huge global city.
So just to recap our deep dive. State Representative Zohran Mamdani's primary win, June 24th, 2025. It's clearly sent these significant alarm signals through Wall Street.
Yeah.
And those alarms seem centered on the prospect of tax hikes and tighter regulation, things that could really hit corporate and investment interests hard.
Right. And connecting this to the bigger picture, it really poses a key question moving forward. What could this tension, this friction between a progressive political agenda and the financial sector? What could it mean for the general election in November?
And beyond that.
And beyond that, yeah. For the whole relationship between politics and finance in a city like New York, it's a major dynamic to watch.
Definitely something for you to consider as all this continues to unfold. It's a fascinating look at how local politics can absolutely make waves in global markets.